Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So you can see we've got a little bit of weather here as we're getting ready to leave Newton Municipal here in Iowa. So welcome to Walker Air Transport's NASCAR 2025 series that I'm doing here on the channel. And we are just taking care of things. Why are these just not moving very quickly? All right. But anyway, we are handling these flights and taking VIPs on a longitude around to all the NASCAR races and, you know, following it along in real time. So these will appear typically on Saturday, I think always on Saturday. So even if the race is Saturday night, we can still fly people in, you know, unless it's crazy long, but I don't know. I'm not worried that much on realism, I suppose, but, you know, we'll get them in. And, you know, and we're just trying to emulate that as we go along. So once again, as I talk, we're just going to go ahead and get things set and going here. We want to get our emergency lights activated, get everything else going. So it is a new AirAct cycle. So if you're unfamiliar with what that means, that basically is the new update in Navigraph so that we've got the latest and greatest routes and so forth, but the planes need to be updated. They might be upset if they're not updated, but yeah, for the most part, they're good. My goodness, I just cannot get this to work in Navigraph because I'm being difficult. All right, so let's see. Elmira, in theory, we're coming in on 6. So we're just going to do, I think I'll just do the ILS if I can. But that is coming in. Oh my goodness. All right, so not much, just a lot of flying. So we got a little bit of a path, but anyway, I'm working off screen, which I know is not as helpful and interesting. Hopefully this is all good because I've updated everything I think I need to update, but we'll see how it goes. So really all I need to do then, and let me do say intentions. I apologize, it's my typical. And I apologize, it's my typical bouncing all over. So apologize that bouncing around here, but in the meantime, let me get the APU going, because that will help avoid a problem with the battery. In theory, we need about 6,300 pounds of fuel. We've got 7,000, so we should be good. I think we're okay here, but I want to get say intentions going and call for our clearance before I send this in, because it's just a little easier to change the departing runway if they're going to give it to us and be something different before I import it and then have to play within the flight computer. Alright, so clearance is 126.3. So we're going to transfer that in. Newton Municipal clearance, Walker 4021, requesting IFR to Elmira, Corning Regional. Had to look that one up, sorry. Luckily I had it on my Navigraph screen.
On that clearance. Stand by.
All right, we will do that. It's very rare that I don't get them working on it, so it is kind of the same.
Walker 4021. Cleared to Elmira Corning. Radar vectors Cedar Rapids. Then as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 350 10 minutes after departure.
Okay, we're going to go ahead. I see what I need, so I'm going to do that.
Expect runway 14. Released for departure. Clearance void if not off by 1811 Zulu. Time now 1756.
Alright, so we basically have 15 minutes to get going, which should be fine. Clear to Elmira, Corning, radar vectors, Cedar Rapids, then as filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure on 123.9er. Squawk 5744. Expect runway 14. Released for departure. Walker 4021. Alright.
Walker 4021, read back correct.
Alright, so at this point then, we're released for departure. We don't have to call tower. We don't have to do any of that. So I should be able to get myself into departure 123.9. That's exactly, never mind. Oh wait, no, 123.9, yeah. So we don't have to call anything there. Okay, we are cleared to 4,000, which is typical. So I'll get that there, we'll press, then it'll go up in thousands. We should have everything we need in the flight computer, but we'll see. So we're 14 coming in there. We're doing ILS 06. You know, assuming everything is good, but we want to set cruise altitude is not going to be 4,000. While we're doing this, we're going to go ahead, we're going to get ourselves set here. Whoops, need to set that to run, set that to run. Get that going, get that going. Alright, so we're going to do the procedure. We're fine there. I forget where I set my cruise altitude. Oh, there we go. No, that's just the speed. Anyway, let me get my 5744 in here. So we'll enter that, then we'll start working on that properly.
American 535, contact Chicago Center on 127.05.
Alright, we're going to set this to flight level 350.
127.05, the American 535.
I'll do that, and then hopefully yeah, see, I need to set runway 14. Alright, I'm going to take off flaps to 1.
4,000, expect vectors for the visual 24.
Maintaining 4,000, expecting vectors for the visual 2469er Sierra Mike. Again for November Kilo.
733 November Kilo, you already have flight following.
Delta cancel flight following for November Kilo.
Alright, everything's at 35. I don't know. It should work. Just always struggle a little bit with that. So we've got the parameters 3006. So we'll get that dialed into both systems. Never had it fail. I hope I never do have it fail. But should be good there. So Just getting you up to speed, the Iowa Corn 350 happened Sunday, August 3rd. William Byron was the winner. We are heading to Watkins Glen for the Go Bowling at the Glen Sunday afternoon, August 10th. Obviously, today is Saturday, August 9th. So we are heading out of here with our folks to get them where they need. So just make sure that everybody knows we are set, and we got one engine running. We need the other one running. That would probably be helpful. So we'll get that set. And that'll spin up relatively quickly. Alright, so we don't want charts there. Let's see. And I think playing around with all the buttons messed up some stuff. Alright, we got the flight director, VNav, nav, that was all set, just doing that. Get our heading up. And we should be all set now. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves dialed in here. And we're going on runway 14, which is right where we're at. Whoops, I didn't change my trim. That's the problem. So getting the warning there. Not quite sure what the problem is. Oh, parking brake is on. I thought I turned it off, but it clearly didn't take. Alright, and we're kind of nearly at the taxiway here. So that, believe it or not, that overgrown mess, I think is the taxiway. May not be, but I'm gonna call it the taxiway. Well, maybe it's down there. I don't know. I guess it's not quite big enough for a runway, so we'll leave it at that. We'll pull back our throttle a bit. But yeah, I knew we weren't very far. But we got some weather around here, but it should be pretty clear as we head east. Again, 720 nautical miles, as you can see, is what we have. So this is a bit of a flight. Nothing crazy, but we should be able to go in...
Sun Country 214, contact Chicago Center on 132.8.
Yeah, it's challenging when you're trying to move things around. We'll get ourselves spooled back up here. That should let us turn. Almost ran off the taxiway there. Definitely not good, but it looks like we've got snow or something, which we clearly don't. But we want to get off here. I don't know that I see my time anywhere, but we're on 14, and we're flying to Cedar Rapids, which is going to be a bit of a turn, but throttle up here, and we'll get ourselves moving. I forgot. I did not set my walker track. My goodness. Alright, so now we're good. Now the engines are on. So, again, it's obviously sucking down fuel, so that didn't help that we did that for a bit, but we're all good. So we'll get ourselves up here. And we are away, positive rate, gear up. We will get the APU set in a bit. Gonna pull back some, get our flaps up, and we'll start turning. And we'll get ourselves on autopilot and auto throttle. We should be good. Departure, Walker 4021 with you.
Walker 4021, Des Moines departure. Radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 350. Turn left heading 065. Vectors to Cedar Rapids. Then own navigation.
Climb and maintain flight level 350, turn right heading 065, vectors to Cedar Rapids, then on navigation, Walker 4021. So we get flight level change so that we can get going. And again, we're not at 065 yet because we're kind of trying to intercept, but it'll get there pretty quickly and then we'll be able to go after that. But we're just about into the clouds. Don't know that we were able to catch the airport before we lost sight of the ground, but that's all right. Should be hopefully an uneventful flight. You know, again, low cloud cover, but we've already broken through, so not a lot going on. But now we're turning in, and now again, we won't quite be 065, but we will be heading to the location that we need to, which is Cedar Rapids, which is about 49 miles away. Broken through 10,000. Turn off our landing lights. And we are now basically at speed, or at cruise configuration. We're heading up to 35,000 where we're going to cruise, so I am going to cut off pretty early on this one, and we will get back to you as we start making our approach into Elmira. So I will see you in a bit. Alright, we are back here. We've been asked to descend to 17,000 feet. So that is what I am doing. I had to do it a little bit late, had to step away. Alright, so Elmira's 3029. So let me get that dialed in, because once we pass 18,000...
Cleveland Center. United 538, flight level 300.
United 538, radar contact.
So we're going to see where we're at here. Did I go past? No? Okay. It's just sending me a very different way here. Alright, let me change this, because we should actually go direct to Unoli, so that will...
November 9537, Foxtrot, climb and maintain 11,000.
Climbing at 11,000, November 9537, Foxtrot.
Going to 12075, Skylane 3
So that will change the direction a little bit, because we were going to Jokin.
Through 8,500 feet for 2,900 feet to pick up the ILS approach for runway 14 to Youngstown.
Walker 4021, descend and maintain 8,000, altimeter 30.33.
Descend and maintain 8,000, altimeter 3033, Walker 4021.
She sounds so confused. Alright. So we're going to do that, but it's probably going to drop us to 210 or 250 at some point, because obviously we're going to start descending. I'm going to go ahead and throw out my portion there. We're about 66 nautical miles from Elmira, it looks like. Again, we're flying into, smaller regional airports, things that I was able to find that appeared to be close by to the tracks. So I would certainly probably use them in the future as well. NASCAR tracks do come through.
Flight level 340.
But yeah, so it got us down to 250.
On 128.425, Walker 4021.
That's interesting, because it didn't
Cleveland Center,
ask us.
Walker 4021, afternoon, maintaining 16,000 feet.
No, we're not. We're descending. She is so lost. I don't understand what's happening. Because, yeah, we were told to descend and maintain 8,000, which is what I'm doing. Although I'm dialed into 9,000.
Cleveland Center, Delta 962, flight level 380.
So, they didn't answer her because she's crazy.
Radar contact.
So,
Cleveland
I don't
Center,
know.
Air Canada 585, flight level 320.
But yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Here is 446 Sierra Papa. Remain outside Bravo. Airspace contact approach on 123.45. Remaining outside Bravo. Switching to 123.45, sir. It's 446 Sierra Papa.
Alright, so I apologize. I had to go take care of something else. It's the challenge of trying to fly some of these things while real life goes on around you. So, but
Cleveland Center, United 2630, flight level 320.
to get things done at the
United
appropriate
2630, radar
time,
contact.
that's kind of what we need to do. I think it's what, 50... I see, 5369 is what it's telling me for Unoli. But we'll see.
Walker 4021, contact Elmira, approach on 128.425.
Alright, so now let's see if we can get things
Elmira
fixed.
approach on 128.425, Walker 4021.
Alright, so she switched there. And now she should be calling.
Elmira approach, Walker 4021. Afternoon, descending through 8,000 feet for 8,000.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, but
Elmira approach. Good afternoon, Elmira Corning. Altimeter 30.33. Expect the ILS runway 6 approach into Elmira Corning.
Expect the ILS runway 6 approach into Elmira Corning, Walker 4021.
alright, so on Oli I should be at 4,000. So that is what I will dial in. And in theory, that's what that's telling me, is that I should expect that approach. So we obviously want to get down to that level, because it gives us that information on the charts.
Walker, 4021, descend and maintain 5,000. Maintain current heading 115 vectors for the ILS runway 6 approach.
Alright.
Descend and maintain
5,000,
5,000.
huh?
Maintain heading 115 for vectors to the ILS runway 6 approach. Walker, 4021.
Well, we're going 117, so we're kind of...
Departure, Grand Caravan, 3 X-ray, Kilo 2000 for 4,000.
Grand Caravan 3 X-ray Kilo, radar contact, VFR
Kind of where
altitude.
we need to be. Again, we're 36 miles out.
3 X-ray, Kilo.
We're only going 250,
Grand
so...
Caravan 3 X-ray Kilo, contact Cleveland Center on 124.325.
So, lots of activity.
Over to Cleveland Center on 124.325, Grand Caravan 3 X-ray Kilo.
Delta 1721, maintain 170 knots to McGee. 170 to McGee, Delta 1721.
Walker, 4021, proceed direct Unoli. Descend and maintain 4,000 until established on the localizer cleared for the ILS runway 6 approach.
Proceeding direct Unoli. Descend and maintain 4,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 6 approach. Walker, 4021.
So now we're going to get ourselves down. And again, 4,000 is going to put us like 1,700 feet above ground level. So, you know, up here in New York, we're not at sea level. So, no, but there we go. We're passing through, well, not quite 2,000 because looks like some of the terrain fell away or came up a little bit.
Grand Caravan 3 X-ray Kilo, contact Penyan Tower on 123.0.
Right.
Switching to
So
Penyan Tower on
established on the
123.0.
localizer. So
Grand Caravan 3 X-ray Kilo.
okay, interesting that it's not letting me hit the approach yet.
Penyan Tower, Grand Caravan 3 X-ray Kilo, established on the approach.
Grand Caravan 3 X-ray Kilo, roger.
Alright, I'm going to take a quick peek at... Yeah, I do see some things on... But yeah, the Grand Caravan is behind us, I think. But I don't know if they're going somewhere else. Because that's Charlie 208. But we shall see. But yeah, we're 14 miles from Anoli. You know, this is the ILS. But let's see. Procedure. Approach. Alright, well, we still want to go direct there, so it's just weird. Alright, so now... So, I mean, it's okay the way it's going, but we'll see if and when it grabs the localizer. I mean, we're getting close, and then it should go to, you know, turn to joking. I just don't know when it may do that. Because, yeah, I think the localizer is there, but we're within like 5, I guess 8 nautical miles. It seems like we're closer. Alright, so the localizer, I guess it got closer, like it's kind of trying to sense it here, I think.
Delta 1316.
So we kind of want to keep an eye on things, but obviously we want to see where we're going, because otherwise
JetBlue 387 contact
not
Cleveland
that
Center on
fun.
128.025D.
Over to Cleveland Center on 128.025.
So I'm not quite sure when it's going to start kind of, because this line should start approaching basically, and that will kind of tell us, hey, we should turn. But we'll see what it does, because yeah, we're still 17 miles out. There's a plane passing over us at about 35,000 feet, so they're many miles above us. The Jazz Embraer 170, they're going pretty quick too. They're already actually across our flight path at this point. Alright, so in theory we're going to start turning, and then, you know, we'll start going into the localizer.
Walker 4021, contact Elmira Corning Tower on 121.1.
Switch into Elmira Corning Tower on 121.1. Walker 4021.
So we're going to see, alright, there we go. So it did grab the localizer, but we really almost had to cross it to do it.
Elmira Corning Regional Airport Tower, Walker 4021. Afternoon, we are established on the ILS approach for runway 6.
So on the glide slope should
Elmira
come
Corning
in.
Regional Airport Tower. Roger. Continue approach for runway 6.
Now it's coming down. So I think that will be fine. So, as you can see, we're a little past. You know, we've got 5 miles to Jokin, which at that point we should be at 3200, which is going to put us again back at well, a little under 2,000 feet the way it's going, but we'll see how everything lines up here. And now we're about 10 miles out. And there we go. We're on the glide slope. So now we should start descending. We're going to lower flaps. We're going to actually put our gear down as well. That will slow us down quickly, because we need to get down to 200, as you can see. Alright, we're going to get the flaps down to flaps 2. It'll get us down to 160. We'll just kind of keep slowing down.
21, Elmira Corning Regional Airport Tower, winds 140 at 7. Runway 6, cleared to land.
Alright, I'm guessing we're past that ridge a little bit.
Land. Walker 4021.
Alright, and at this point we can go flaps full, and that'll bring us down to 140. And we want to see the runway, obviously,
Niner 24 Foxtrot Delta, cleared to land runway 31.
because it is
Runway 31, Mooney Niner 24
MVFR,
Foxtrot Delta.
which again is kind of the marginal one where it's kind of VFR, but it's kind of getting close to IFR. So I'm thinking it's there. This is not going to be a real big runway, and again, we're now less than 5 miles away. When do I want to go? Because we're still 1,000 feet up. Okay, actually the runway's there. That makes a little more sense. Wow, we are getting some weird... directionality, but I'd like to get a little bit lower. Because I am not sure I am seeing the runway. I mean, I thought it was there. Goodness gracious. Hearing some weird sounds. I hope this will all land and work. Alright, so we're gonna auto throttle this now. And I'm gonna play this a little bit. There we go. Alright. So now we can turn off the autopilot, pull this back. Not really in a great spot for telling where I am here, but
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
ooh, the crosswind didn't help. Didn't land very well, but we'll see. I don't know what that sound is in the background, honestly.
Walker 4021, welcome to Elmira Corning. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Alright, so we're gonna exit
Switching
here.
to ground on 121.9er. Walker 4021.
So I landed a little hard. It said 484 on my landing monitor down there. Alright, so we'll get ourselves up on the flaps.
Elmira Corning Regional Airport ground. Walker 4021. Good
So it's
afternoon.
obviously
We're
gonna
clear
take
of
us
runway
to
6
GA.
and ready to taxi to the gate.
And we are clear, so just verifying
Walker
we're...
4021, Elmira Corning Regional Airport ground. Taxi to gate 12 via Charlie Alpha Bravo Tango. Have a great day.
Gate 12 via Charlie Alpha Bravo Tango. Walker 4021.
We'll have to see where we're headed. Are we going to the left or to the right? Can't tell which way those arrows are going. I think they're going this way, but again, I'm thinking they're not on the taxiway. That doesn't help me much, but I guess it's like right here somewhere.
Cessna 908 Charlie Echo holds short of taxiway Echo awaiting further instructions.
Holding short of taxiway Echo,
Oh.
Cessna 908 Charlie Echo.
No takeoff.
Whoops.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
72 red. Coordinate, radar vectors Cambridge, climb maintain 5,000, expect 5 level 230, 10 minutes after departure frequency 128.
Right. So we've got everything on. We're gonna cut off our... Okay, so that sound is in the game. It's not... Well, maybe it's say intentions. Interesting. Alright. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna raise these covers. And we are gonna power down. Whoops. Getting how to operate the plane in the last minute here. So we're good there. Just verifying that we are good. We appear to be. So what did landing rate monitor show? Oh, it showed 424, so it was a hard landing. Definitely not easy. But I don't know if this is where it was taking us, but this is where we're at. And so we've gotten them here to Watkins Glen. You know, Not the smoothest ride we could have given them, but not bad. But hope you've enjoyed this. As always, if you have, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Got plenty of things I can be doing with Flight Sim, so if folks are looking at a different type of thing or whatever, especially once we wrap this up, but that's not till November, you know, we'll see what we can do. But I know I've been kind of struggling to maintain a flow of content, but things have been getting a little bit busier, so I'm going to do what I can. But you know, I know frankly, I guess I'll just, you know, be upfront. These videos don't seem to get a lot of views. I don't know if it's simply because I'm flying the same plane and not doing anything terribly interesting, if people would rather see airliners or something. You know, I do have the Pilot's Life series that I do periodically. Definitely need to return to that and make some further progress there. But all in all, if people don't comment, I don't really know what people are thinking. So if you've got some thoughts and want to give me some feedback, go ahead and do that. What I see on the screen here, next 4 legs are all 600 miles or less. So, you know, we're definitely kind of just moving up and down the East Coast here for a few races for like a month. And then, you know, we'll move over again. We really only have one cross-country, but we are going to go mid-country a couple times, kind of back to where we were as far as east-west position in the U.S. So I'm sure we're going back to Kansas, things like that. And then finally, you know, going to Phoenix and then coming back over, I think, to end in Miami as always. But we'll see how things go over the next few flights, and I will see you next time.